Good day and welcome back to another week of Talking Technical, and let's kick off with some of the requests. And the first one that's popping up is, can you believe it that it's Impala Platinum? I mean, just a few weeks ago we realized, or we heard, that some of the platinum counters is cheap. But I mean, if you look at this massive rally just from April in Impala Platinum from 87 to 240 in a matter of a few weeks, then it just tells you maybe it is a little bit overdone. But what I see here is, strangely enough, a head and shoulder formation. Now that's quite interesting, because usually you don't see head and shoulder formation if there is people coming around or going around and say that there's going to be a massive shortage of the stock or the platinum or the coal, or doesn't matter which commodity they're talking about. Just have a look here. There's the left shoulder, there's the right shoulder. In actual fact, the right shoulder was already formed. It triggered it right on the neckline and it bounced off again, but now it finds resistance at this 50-day moving average. Now for me, that's quite a sign of there is maybe some sellers around here, but there's my clue, this 50-day moving average. While we're below that, the momentum can turn to the downside. And where's my neckline? My neckline sits at 180 Rand and 21 cents. And of course, as always, remember, it only kicks in below the neckline. So the head and shoulder formation is never in place above the neckline. It's always below the neckline. But some of the old traders, what they do is they short already on this forming of the right shoulder. So yes, that can happen. You can do that, but then stick to your stop loss, because often it can go higher. And I'll quickly look after at Sasol just after this one, and you will see what happened to a head and shoulder formation if the momentum picks up. Well, there you are, Impala Platinum, the neckline 180.45, and my target will be 162.57. and if it plays out in full, we can maybe even close this gap to the downside and maybe head even lower. And there you are, there's that tiny little gap. This gap sits between 162.20 and it closes at 161.43. So I'm not keen on Impala Platinum. I'm a little bit nervous on the stock. Well, let's have a look at Sasol. And you can remember that everybody hated Sasol a few months ago, but now suddenly Sasol is starting to show some good strength. And what did we see here? We saw a head and shoulder formation here as well. Everybody was maybe negative on the stock. They said, whoa, it can maybe play out. And what happened? There was the right shoulder busy forming, and above that top of the right shoulder, there's the level. Let's just draw it in for you guys, and you can see. And on this level, it took a while and then it bounced up. So I'm a little bit positive on Sasol, although it is grossly overbought at the moment. It had a massive rally, but it looks like above this level, and I'll give you the exact level, and there you are. Let's just use it. There you are, above this level of 11572, 115 Rand and 72 cents. The momentum in Sasol is on the up. And if you look at this level, that one right at the top, 129.09, then we can maybe be surprised, and it can even push much higher. So yes, there you are. That's how a stock looks like. First, a dark of the market, then it gave us a head and shoulder formation, inverse head and shoulder formation. I can remember I chatted or showed it on the show, and there you are. There was the inverse head and shoulder. Now it's going higher lows all the way. So that is actually positive. Well, let's have a look at Visa. Somebody asked about Visa and said, Frans, I think maybe he wants to buy. He did not say if he wants to buy or not, but usually if I know about Visa, a lot of guys always say this stock is a nice solid company. It can go higher. But what I don't like about the stock, just have a look here. It is all the way lower highs, and we're now on the brink of support, testing a very important support line, and there you are. And if I combine the tops there, just have a look here. If I combine these tops, what do we see? It's not good news. It will be a descending channel, because a descending triangle. A descending triangle is usually lower highs. The resistance line is from the top to the bottom skew, and there's the neckline. The necklines of this descending triangle will wait at 328.70. So below 328.70, not good news. For you, if you want to buy it, maybe check this line. If it bounces off this line and it wants to turn around, yes, then maybe it's a buy. But at the moment, the big test here is that, and I can think if that breaks, can you believe it? Where can this beautiful company, because they make a lot of money, I think, especially now with the Christmas season, but I know a lot of Bitcoin traders say, no, Frans, Visa is dying. It's a slow but sure death because everybody goes into Bitcoin. But look at this Visa. If it does play out, we can maybe head to this low. Can you believe it? This low at 299 on the dot. So yes, just be careful below this line. There you are, 328.70. I will not buy it then. I'll wait for a turnaround, and I don't see a turnaround here. My first sign of technical strength will be, of course, above this little line where the shadows were. Look at the shadows there. That will be above, and there you are, 333.71, 333.71. I will maybe look at buying there, but remember there is some overhang resistance here, so just be a little bit careful. Maybe it does not work out. And somebody asked about Mr. Price. Now, I see things in South Africa is starting to improve. We've got a little bit of lower rates. The inflation target is also, you can almost say, stuck or planned to be at 3. I don't know, I do get that, because if prices goes up, they go up. What I do not like about Mr. Price, and look at this, it's almost like a head and shoulder formation. It's almost like we will not believe it. Maybe we are completely wrong. Also, maybe same case as Sasol here. But there you are. There's the left shoulder. There's the head. We're busy working on the right shoulder. It's flirting around just above this neckline. This neckline sits at 200 Rand and 20. You can make it 200 Rand. And if it plays out, but I like this company. I mean, a lot of people say they do good business. And I mean, if it does play out in full, I'll give you the conservative target now as well. If it does play out in full, it can maybe take it as low as 184.92. Can you believe it? But if you take the conservative target, it will be from the top to the neckline there. That's the right shoulder. And let's just do the extension to the downside. And I think then it will be quite a good buy if you can buy it there. Well, that level is 193.19. But if you can really get it there, it should work out well. And the reason why I say that, I mean, some of the food retailers like Woolworths already came out with some good results. And ShopRite is not doing bad. I think Spar can maybe also recover. Truworths looks a little bit better. And looks like there is some spend on the go. So watch this neckline at 200 Rand. Often, let's say it does the same as Sasol, just around this 200 Rand level. If it starts to bounce up here and it's maybe oversold, it's maybe time to take a small position. But it does not look that bad. Then I want to look at Google, because it was quite interesting. Mr. Hathaway, Berkshire Hathaway, Mr. Buffett bought a lot of shares last week sometime. I think 18 billion shares. Now, it's quite interesting to me, because usually Berkshire Hathaway buys a share in this sort of region. When nobody is interested in it, then they find value, and then after a while the stock looks like this. But they now bought it almost right at the top. So either one of two things: they know something that we don't know. But I'm a little bit nervous on this chart, because if I look at this chart, let's have a look there. And I mean, Google is big in search engines, but there's a lot of search engines nowadays that can help you if you've got some questions, like some artificial intelligence platforms. So yes, he bought it, but I cannot give a rich man like that any advice. What I can say is just be careful, Mr. Berkshire Hathaway or Mr. Buffett. Just get a little bit nervous below 258.43, because that's my 50-day moving average. And let's finish for the show with Rand Merchant Bank. And that's something just on stop losses. Last week sometime, on I think the Wednesday or Tuesday, the market came in and they knocked this share like you cannot believe. I can remember I discussed the Nicolas Darvas model with you a few shows back, maybe 2 or 3 shows back, just to explain it. And I did use Rand Merchant Bank. But look at the share. It went all the way down to 28 cents and then it bounced up in the auction. And now it's trying to find its feet and it's all back at more or less the same levels. Our Nicholas Darvas model will kick in above 46. But look at this sell-off here. Now, that's either one of two things. Now, it's for the guys that is been on the market for a long time. This is maybe a good strategy. If you like a company, let's say this is Rand Merchant Bank or any other company, and you would like to buy, let's say maybe 1,000 Rand or 5,000 Rands worth of shares, then if you had an offer in that day at 30 cents, in the sell-off, you could have picked it up. And now it's sitting on 45 cents. That's the one side of the coin. So yes, put in an order a little bit lower, and then you can maybe get it. On the other hand, if you are so strict with stop losses, excuse me, so strict on stop losses, and your stop loss was maybe 35 or 37 cents, it would have triggered it and in the same day bounced up. So remember, if you look at stop losses and you use a daily chart, usually look at the daily close, because something can happen during the day and it can bounce up and before you know you're wrong. On the other hand, if you want to buy, sometimes people wait for the daily chart to close and then they make the decision, or some of the guys say, listen, I just put an order here, if it does trigger it, I'm happy. Yes, so there you are. This guy was lucky. The guy that was too strict with the stop loss was maybe stopped out and the next day he realized that the share is higher. So I do not know if this was a fat finger, but this happens, and I just wanted to show to you what you can do with stop losses. Well, thank you for watching the show. Visit the website www.fransdeklerk.com for more info, and as always, we will chat again.